Good morning, Wednesday the 4th of September 2013. I've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then that's the whole walk finished. Spent the night in Rye at a hotel who just rang me to say that they've decided not to charge me at all for my stay last night, so that's very good of them. The weather is good today. This is the River Rother, which separates Kent and Sussex. I've just passed through Rye Harbour and I'm going to head along the coastline up to Hastings, where I'm staying with my friends Alex and Joe, who I haven't seen in many years. Yesterday was a much longer day than I thought. I ended up walking about 22 miles when I thought I'd be walking 15, and that's entirely due to the fact that a section of the coastline was blocked off yesterday by the MOD for firing on the ranges, so that added quite a few miles. I'm starting to go through in my head a few things to say on Saturday. We've got sort of three separate occasions. We've got lunch, we've got crossing the line, and we've got dinner. So I'm trying to figure out a way of saying things which encompass everything to all those attending at each event, whilst not boring people with repeating. So I think in the end I will just say what comes to mind at the time. But we've got a couple of fishing boats coming in on this lovely morning, and I will give you updates later on today. One of the things that never ceases to amaze me is the size of boats and ships you see getting up these tiny little rivers and creeks. I mean, this is not exactly small, and that's not exactly big, that river, but the tide is flooding in. So that's what, 200 foot, 300 foot, 250 foot Pragol Hav. Don't know where that's from. Amazing how big some of these boats are, isn't it? That come up. I wonder where that's from. Say this has probably been one of the hottest days of the year for me for walking, and there are a lot of hills again. I'm now in the Hastings country park, not far from the edge of the sea, where I'm just in a wood at the moment. I've opted to stay on the path that runs on the cliff, but it's lots of ups and downs. I hope I've made the right decision. But yeah, it's very hot today. I think it must be hitting 30 degrees out there. I'm just going down through this little glade. Yeah, not good route choice on my behalf, because I've gone down into a gully on the path and got to come all the way back up the other side now, when I should have just stayed on the high ground up on the ridge line right the way the long cross. But anyway, this is hard walking again. It's a bit of a shock to the system. Thankfully in the shade here I've got a bit of a breeze. That's the only redeeming thing, because it must be hitting 30 degrees out there on the sunshine where you're not protected. Ooh. Yeah, I've really messed up on the route planning here. I'm following the official Saxon Shore Way. I don't know if you can see that path, but it's near vertical, going up to the top of the ridge line there. So this is going to be really hard work. This is the hardest walking I will have done in months. I'm not impressed with my route. I should have stayed inland stayed on cycleways and stuff. This is just effing ridiculous. It's being all thrown at me at the end. This is a shock to the system. So I've just been walking on the level for the last few weeks. I'm just going through Hastings. That's where I've been. That's where I'm heading. That's the pier. It looks destroyed.